Hello. Well, so we're flying to a strange location called Alice Springs in, well, the Australian outback, basically. The current glide path is going to be following this ridge by the looks of it. There we go, I'm a bit too low already, so 3,710 we want here, so that's 3,700. Let's not go too fast. It's a 2.8 degree glide path after that point. We need to lose some altitude. The airport is there. It's an RNAV approach. We're too high, too fast, as usual. The classic mixture of not doing it quite right. So following this ridge here, we're going to loop around, come between the hill, I'm guessing, onto a long final for this runway.
2,500.
Probably should put the gear down at some point. There we go. That's the landing gear. Got a company message. What on earth could they want? Received messages. Free text. Hi. Okay, that's weird. Didn't know that could be done. Apparently you can now message people who fly in the same aircraft. So there's 3,710. Gears down. All of the signs are on and everything like that. Does it come crew warned?
Please prepare for landing.
Let's put in full flaps. And it's a 2.8 degree glide path after this point here, so we'll aim for. There we go. Descent now. The spoiler comes up. So we're basically looking for that airport there. Doing 2.8 degrees down. So hopefully, when this autopilot does its thing, we will be perfectly aligned with the runway. Hopefully at the right altitude. We've got an altitude check here as well. We can check at 2380 at AS 604. So this is the town of Alice Springs. Here is the airport. I think the town's actually here behind this little nook. Yeah, there's the town there. So it's like the entrance of the town a bit.
1,000.
It's looking good. Yeah, glide path looks okay. 2,380 by the next waypoint in 1.8 miles. There's no point disengaging the autopilot. It does it all itself. It's fantastic. Probably be perfectly lined up by the time it's done. Go. 27, 1 mile to go to that waypoint where we need to be at 2,380. There's us lined up. Perfect, not even going to roll out a bit. There you go, tiny bit more roll. Landing. La la la. Look at that. Wonderfully easy. That's supposed to be a Cat C approach, so I don't think Airbuses are. I think they're just about involved in that.
500.
See, we've got two whites on the special lights. Lined up perfectly. The wind is now calm. A slight headwind on approach, but that's now died down here. Just flying it now.
300.
Lovely desert textures. And the weird trees of autumn.
200.
That's a weird lighting system. I've not quite seen 100. This one before. Going for 47 across the threshold.
50.
Yeah, that's fine.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Good touchdown. And reverses. Now we've got the auto brake active. Manual braking and off with the gas. So this is Rex's summer texture apparently. Well, I have a feeling that might be Northern Hemisphere because this looks very autumnal to me. So I might need to just check that for a bit. Way too many oranges are going on in there. Maybe the season system does work after all. So we can bring up the flaps. And we're going to spin around at the end of the runway here and go back to the terminal, which is, yeah, a default building there. So what are these light systems? 5 lights, and what do they tell us? So when we're too high we get white, and when we're too low we get red. Okay, well that's really, really sensitive to nothing much, to be honest. Basically they only tell you if you're too high or too low, they don't tell you anything in between. Right, let's try and spin this around. The tiller has been a little bit of a strange addition because it's a bit slow to respond. So like when you turn, it turns around lovely. You've got to remember to kind of unwind it before you get to the end of your turn, otherwise you end up sort of overturning every single time. Start unwinding it. There we go, lovely. And then backtrack and figure out why we've got autumn going on in Australian summertime in the outback, where I don't think the trees are very wet looking anyway. Yeah, there we go. That was Alice Springs.